It's KD the One, and I'm here with another reaction video. I'm here with a Ohmeezzy video. To be fair, I'm pretty interested in this topic. Nobody cares about streaming anymore. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I have multiple reasons why I'm personally interested. But the main one, I'm not a streamer. So, streaming was the big thing that took over content creating from my generation. I grew up off of people like Markiplier, PewDiePie, people like that taking over. And now, I'm not saying these people aren't up, but it's hard to become a new person like that. Someone who started off on games, someone who started off on reactions, memes, all that. It's harder to do all that shit. Now there's more copy and paste personalities. And hopefully this video, it explains a lot more. Let's get into the video, my guys.
Don't watch games no more like that on Twitch. I'm telling you, bro. Y'all acting like if games crushed on Twitch the way they used to, like a few years ago, you don't think everybody would stop the IRLs and start playing games?
Twitch, it's becoming harder and harder to become streamers because all y'all think y'all need to be doing IRLs. Y'all all trying to be like these at the top. You got motherfuckers talking about desktop streaming is dying. How is that even impossible? It's not even possible. It's just the niggas you watching. Desktop streaming will never.
He's right. I'm not gonna lie, the biggest thing I feel like I said, there's a lot of copy and paste personalities. Just because you watch this person doesn't mean he's the original person who do these things, who act this way. Like, even when it comes to my reaction videos, I know when a lot of people sit here and start watching my videos, they're saying here getting introduced by me through someone else, or they're getting introduced by these personalities on the internet through me. I'm not the first person to do this. There's hundreds of thousands of people who do this. There's hundreds of thousands of people who do the same thing I do and play games also on the same channel. It's just you don't watch them. They don't get the same light as everyone else. He's right. There's no way that desktop streaming can die because there's almost a million ways that you can make content. If it's not reactions, you can make videos of just yourself. There's anything you could do.
Die. It's just the niggas you watch. You have been so overstimulated by them. When they do decide to do desktops, it just feels dry.
Y'all know how expensive it is to keep up with content creation? You can get a 10K check from Twitch. What the f is a 10K check when you gotta spend 5K on trips just to travel, $500 on setup, $2,000 on your rent, $200.
Now, I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to sit here and talk about anybody's struggle. But me personally, if I would have 10K from YouTube, Twitch, or whatever, a nigga would be up right now. Like, the content would constantly be moving. I'm telling you, everything would be set. I would have everything set for my family, everything set for my household, everything set for you guys. I'll even probably build up, get a better PC and all that shit just so we could sit here and make better videos. Like, I understand what she means when it comes to that. How can you sit here and use that full amount of money when you're putting half of it into the content, half of it into your personal needs, half of it into bills? But again, this is the type of people that y'all watch. I'm not gonna lie, this is the type of people y'all watch. They get bored of this shit. They don't know what to do. There's millions of people that actually do content today that's probably starting today that's just trying to figure out some new shit to do.
On Wi-Fi, $200 on IRL toolkit. You gotta pay the clippers, pay a YouTube editor. Chat, I don't think y'all realizing I be going into negative doing this.
I don't know if y'all realizing I don't get paid for this shit. I don't do nothing. I ain't even gonna lie, they're right. It's hard to it's not that easy. Like I said in my older videos, no one taught me about OBS, Streamlab, all that shit. No one taught me about all that shit. And if someone did, I probably would have been into this shit a lot sooner. But it wasn't until like I caught and did the research myself. I got into it and I learned how to do it the easiest way myself.
Okay?
Well, it looks like Cleopatra Omar has been correct. It looks like Ostradamus' prediction was right. Who's somebody else that can see into the future? It looks like Omar Baxter's vision came true. Just a couple years ago, streamers figured out that they could lift up from their desktop, stretch their legs, and go out into the real world. And to be honest with you, ever since that happened, the world went to hell. No, it wasn't Rudy Gobert who brought on the pandemic. It was those that were IRL streamers. That's a fact. But as the stakes raised more and more and the drama got bigger, greater, and louder, things became too much for content creators to handle. And I made a prediction last year that we would see a change in the space of content creation where people would actually be going back to their desktop where they could build a safe community and home for themselves. And we are seeing that in real time. If you're new to this, please make sure you hit that like and subscribe button.
Please check out Ohmeezzy's video. I ain't even gonna lie, this man's a godsend. He brings out probably some of the best videos, and he is one of the reasons why I make videos now.
Pandemic helped bring people out of their homes and out of their lockdowns and out of the social separation era into the real world. People living in cities and states like New York that were on lockdown could live out their wildest dreams through content creators and streamers who gravitated to Atlanta, Georgia in order to see what is going on. And then content escalation became a norm. It went from doing things like walking around, going to Taco Bell, hanging out on Miami Beach, all the way up to these big, huge events. Hell, even major labels and brand deals got involved in the mix. Now, I've noticed recently in the comments sections that people have been complimenting me on my sweaters, but it doesn't just stop there. You know, one piece can
I ain't even gonna lie, that transition was hard as fuck. I ain't even know.
a money glitch. Endless participants, willing and unwilling, endless things to interact with, confrontation, surprise encounters, reaction is automatic. Things were just so over the top. It just made sense for people to lift up out of their desktops. And if you were still there, you were still behind. And for what it's worth, desktop streaming relied heavily on a solo individual's personality. With IRL, you could have less personality in my opinion, but also rely on the outside perspective to bring some sort of creative aspect to your content.
I ain't gonna lie, unpopular opinion. Desktop's harder than IRLs, gang. Being a good desktop streamer takes more skill than big guy. I don't care, be mad. I don't give a Yo, sit your down at this computer and entertain for hours. I don't give a
I ain't even gonna lie. Like I said, I'm not a streamer, but I am a content creator. My main thing is just building content where y'all can get information from. Building content where y'all could grow your own mind, where y'all could end up asking your own questions, doing your own research for it. Stuff like this. The only information I could give y'all from this is, yeah, being a fucking desktop content creator is hard. Doing YouTube can be hard. Doing Twitch can be hard. It's not going to be easy unless you sit here and constantly do it for a long time. You got these motherfuckers who are into the game way longer than I've been in. I just started this channel probably 3 years ago. So to just say that, these guys have had more time under their belt and they are telling y'all. And best thing, listen to these guys, especially if y'all think about having any type of career in content creating. Listen to these guys. They're telling you what is the move and what's not. People are getting tired of seeing streamers use everybody else as content and not themselves. People being clones of Jack Doherty, Rakai. Like, they're not being themselves. It's hard to be an interesting personality on the internet. It's hard to actually be on the internet and have other people criticize you. But to each their own. Some people don't really get bothered by this shit.
That's more challenging than doing IRL. I don't give a Don't be mad. Don't be tight. I don't give a cry about it.
I think a lot of people don't realize how random IRL events are. Even before I cut the camera on, I felt like my life was an episode of Childish Gambino's show Atlanta, where if I went out of my house to do a simple errand, it took me on some adventure and some journey that ended up with me racing Michael Vick in the parking lot of a strip club. Yeah, that's not something that is fake. That is canonically accurate to the life of a young male Atlantean. With more and more people shifting to the IRL space, we saw a split. People wanted to stand out, so they did different things. You had one group of creators who went the extreme route. We're talking about the Claviculars, we're talking about the Jack Dohertys, the Ice Poseidons, the Dean the Greats. They went with rage bait.
We got out of there, motherfuckers. Let's go.
Watch your language. There's kids around here.
I didn't say any curse words. What'd I say?
Just watch your language.
What'd I say?
You got a stupid shirt on over there.
Yeah.
Shirt,
Your
bro.
kids can't read,
What are
though.
you talking about?
Your kids can't read, can they?
I'm sure your kids watch.
Get away from
you
me.
started talking to me, buddy.
Get away.
I ain't even gonna lie. Everything about people like him be blowing me to my extreme. Like, I used to hate watching clips of Jack Doherty. I used to instantly swipe away because it was shit like this. He talks shit. Then he gets his bodyguard to get in front of him. Nigga, what would it if anything actually happened to this father? Everybody would have been against them. I hated this rage bait mentality that people been like having, like, oh, we gotta rage bait. That's the easiest way to get content. The only people who like that is little kids. The only people who like that is 5-year-olds, 4-year-olds, people who will use that rage bait every day with them. And then when they grow up, they act just like him.
You get away from me. Watch your kids. Go walk away.
Dangerous stunts.
Oh, here they go.
Hopefully someone clipped that shit. That was insane. Oh, fuck, they're making their way back here. Oh, fuck.
Shock value, public chaos, or even confrontation content. By far my favorite.
Are you the guy that got slapped on video?
I did, but I'll slap the shit out you.
I ain't even gonna lie, I seen this clip 50 fucking times. Well fucking deserved. Dean the Great, bro. I've been talking to my boys lately because we've been talking about big projects lately. And one thing we've been talking about is in the gym, some shit like that. One of the craziest things is like being a boxing, UFC fighting personality, and all you do is like act like an asshole in front of people. You go up in front of people just to attack them, and then you make the clip speaks for itself. To be fair,
The inside of the house.
I'll make you another clip. Don't do that.
Seriously?
Don't do that.
the nigga was drunk, walked up to him, antagonized him. And like, this is what I'm saying. Like, most of the people in this generation, they just need the right one, the right nigga to just do some shit to them, so they could shut the fuck up. Like, I'm not wishing anything on anybody. I'm not wishing this to happen to anybody. But if you're gonna act like an ass, if you're gonna play the fool, actions have consequences.
Or you had the subsection of creators who wanted to put on a spectacle, a show. People that wanted to emulate and imitate the shows of yesteryear that they grew up on and Mr. Beastify their content. I'm talking about the different subathons, whether it be Kai Cenat's Mafiathon or FaZe's subathon with all the celebrity collaborations. You know, like when Neon links up with any random streamer or any of these over-the-top big productions like Streamer University. Most recently, I worked on the back end of one of these shows, and I'll get into that a little bit later. But I can also think of Jason the Ween going about the path of doing this whole surviving on an island thing. It's getting crazy out here in the space, which for what it's worth makes it harder to compete. One of the reasons why IRL streaming is seeing such a blow is because there is a saturation problem. There are simply too many creators competing for limited attention. And so when the supply explodes, then all of a sudden the value per stream drops. Now content creators must, be bigger, be more daring, more extreme. They must be louder, more emotional, all these different things in order to stand out. And that pressure starts to reshape the entire culture. Do me a favor, close your eyes and think about any of the IRL content that you consumed last year. If it wasn't some sort of crash out or a huge massive event like Stream University or Mafiathon, I can almost...
If y'all looked at all my videos last year, bruh, most of that shit when it came to like reaction was problems through streamers, problems through... I think people are having a streamer fatigue right now. A content creator fatigue. My bad. I had that nigga in the worst position. But I feel like people are having a content creator fatigue right now. When it comes to people like me, and when I looked at my viewing, the people who actually see my videos, one thing I noticed, people are actually enjoying smaller content creators. Probably not for the long run. I'm not going to say I'm always going to be this small and like detail. I'm going to most likely upgrade my gear, hopefully, when I get more known. But people like this smaller content creator. They like to start, they like to actually build with a community. I feel like a lot of people who start this content creator type career, please, like, look forward to being your real self as long as you can be. Try not to sell out. Try to be as open as you can to your community and to your own mindset, because at the end of the day, people are viewing you. Like I said in my last video, like it's crazy when you have like a weird type of anxiety, because normally people don't really care about what you do. People are not worried about you. But at the same time, like when you're a content creator, that digital footprint stays. People post everything on the content. Like they post that shit on the gram, YouTube. Just know what to post and know what not to post. Never sell yourself out. Never overshare shit that you don't need to overshare. These are just like easy tips that I could give to anybody who just stumbles across this video and wants it.
Guarantee you that you don't remember it at all. And with that being said, it's not like people didn't create IRL content last year. It just felt like there was so much to keep up with, and one after another happening over and over again, that, to be quite honest with you, it fell a little flat every single time. And the creator's response to it falling flat was not to go back to the drawing board and say, you know, hey, maybe IRL streaming is the problem. Maybe I need to get my personality more involved. Maybe I need to think outside of the box. No. Creators decided to live by Grant Cardone's 10x rule, a philosophy that states having a goal and then trying to 10x it will yield more success. A streamer does a 30-day subathon, the next person's gonna do one that's uncapped. One stream costs 20K, well, the next one's gonna cost 100K. If you jumped off a roof, I'm jumping off a mountain, we're both gonna die. That doesn't matter to content creators. It worked for Mr. Beast, it worked for Kai Cenat. Why can't that happen to them? But all in all this does is create some sort of financial exhaustion, mental burnout, identity pressure, and constant comparison. Streaming has become less of an expression and more of this numbers chase, to the point where it's actually putting pressure on content creators that they feel the need to speak about these things.
But everybody needs systems. Like, if you're just letting things happen to you and you're not adjusting, then you're not being a good human to yourself. Like, you need a system. So I know if the view number's up, I'm gonna keep looking at the shit to see, oh, did they think that was funny? Do you like that joke with that? How many views we got? Is that segment good? I don't look at the view numbers.
Yeah.
I shut it down. I pop out my chat so I don't have to look at it. I always look at it though after the stream.
Yeah.
And then I'll see like, okay, hold on, they like this segment a lot. They didn't like this part. So maybe I could do more of this. I could do a part 2 of this. I could do more stuff with this person. So, but that's just, I learned that system on my second stream on Twitch.
Really?
Yeah, on my second full-time stream when I dove deep into it.
Yeah.
Because the first stream I just kept looking at the number. So on the second stream I was like, I gotta find a way to not see that number, bro. I don't want to see it. You can't hide it. So you just had to close the fucking browser and pop out your chat so you can read what your chat's saying.
At some point, this obsession with numbers can have you feeling like some sort of
He's right. There's multiple things you're probably going to be obsessed with, especially like, let's say this. Again, I don't stream, so I don't constantly see the numbers. But when it comes to viewing, I post at least try to post 2 videos at a time. If I get multiple views on both of those videos, then I get more consistent. I post another 2. I post another 2. I post another one. If I'm not getting views, I let those videos build up. Once they get views, that's when I start posting, because then I know people are watching my videos. Again, that's a system that only I do. Like, it might not be that way for everybody. That might be the wrong way to do it. Again, this is just ways that I learned how to do this stuff, because, again, no one taught me how to do it. I've been just doing this shit by myself for like 3 years now, trying new things. Nothing takes a shot in the dark. Trust me.
slave to the content creation journey that you're on. No longer is it about having fun. No longer is it about, just chilling with some friends doing some cool stuff that you had a passion for. It becomes a numbers game, which means in order for you to keep up with said numbers game, you've got to increase the difficulty every single time. At least that's what streamers think. So now we're to a point where you can't just do simple shit anymore. You got to do the most complex.
Keep crashing, I don't know what to do. And when I'm watching these videos, they talking about putting the RTPM and then merge this over to this and then put the configurator in this and then go ahead and put the dashboard and then go to help and then do these. Like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? Bro, I'm just trying to press the button and go fucking live, man. Like, this shit is so weird. I thought all I had to do was get Streamlabs and I'm good. Soon as I lose connection, the stream crash. So I need to figure out how can I merge this phone over to the OBS and have it to where it's cool. I'm just stuck, y'all. It's like, I'm being 100% honest with y'all right now. That's what I'm stuck on. That's what's delaying everything. If I do an IRL right now, as soon as I lose connection, which you automatically gonna lose connection, because I'm in Arizona, I don't have signal outside my house until I drive probably a 40.
The reason why it's hard for him to get some info, I bet half of his stream don't even know what the fuck OBS is. Don't even know what the fuck Streamlab is. They're saying here, listening to these words, hearing him crash out, thinking it's just for content, but he being for real. Like I said, you just have to learn this shit. There is nobody who really teaches you this stuff. When you sit here and learn this stuff, you end up just getting good at a specific thing. You end up finding a schedule and you start building it.
50 seconds down this little road because there's these mountains covering this whole area. So I ain't got no signal out there unless I'm on Wi-Fi.
Over the past weekend, I was able to tap into the production side of a love show, working the switchers and, audio and all the other technical stuff, from storytelling all the way to camera work for, two streamers who I'm trying to keep anonymous for whatever reason on the back end. And when I tell you it is hard work, it is way hard work. For those that know my roots on this YouTube thing, I started out working in the production and behind the scenes, and I'm glad to be back out in the field. But for what it's worth, the game has changed dramatically. Yeah, I just made up a word. There's so much that goes into a stream. For all the hours that somebody is live, double the amount of time is put into the production process. And one small mistake can kill the entire stream. There's a level of skill that you need that isn't easily obtainable. And one false move can get you cut off.
Hold the stream like this. No, walk. I'm gonna show you how to do it. Walk. Walk, nigga. Walk. Oh, sorry. Walk. You go like this. You push people out the way. You're the cameraman. You walk behind like this. Why are you doing that? Hold the camera.
I'm just trying not hit you, bro.
How much y'all think? I'm paying this nigga damn near $200. You better get right. He held the stream for 30 minutes. What the fuck is we doing?
And we haven't even factored in the mental health aspect of what goes on to these new IRL streams. Not only from a production standpoint and how taxing they can be when it comes to actually configuring these different things. Also something to say about the type of fans that you do start to gain when you get into the IRL streaming bag. I'm not gonna go deep into the conversation, but for whatever reason, I think that those IRL streamers garner a certain type of audience that is much different than those legacy acts that just stay behind the computer. I can think of Emeru getting stalked and ultimately assaulted at TwitchCon. I can think of Senna, Valkyrie, Pokimane, and Emily CC all getting accosted at a boardwalk. I can think of all the different stream snipers, from Jason the Ween when he just did his London stream, from Agent when he does his Arctic stream, from Lacey when he was trying to leave the house and got caught up. Not saying that nothing happens when you're not at home streaming, but I can confidently say that I feel like these things are exacerbated when you're out in the real world. People feel like they can relate to you more. Hey, I do see Agent 00 at this Publix that looks like it's the one by my house. Let me go wait at that Publix just to see if he comes through. Shit's creepy. And so now in 2026, we're seeing the people that we known and love, display our favorite events through a camera lens, do something a little bit different. But it's something the same at the same time. They're going back to their desktops. They're sitting at their computers and their chairs and they're making content. They're gaming, they're reacting, they're talking to chat, they're getting more involved with their Discord community. Why? Because it works. I think it's cheap. I think it's sustainable. I think it's community focused, meaning that they're getting tapped back into those that support them the most and not these fair weather people who have kind of picked up on them because they've become a spectacle. I think that one of the things that's most important is that it's sustainable. They can fire it up anytime that they want without bringing in a bunch of other people on these different controlling vibes.
Shit, I ain't even gonna lie. That's 100% the reason why I do this shit like this now. I put my cousin on. He does his videos. He does more gaming, more clip-oriented videos. When it comes to this, I love posting content that I could be more hands-on, that I could explain my feelings, that I could sit here and talk to people, that I could build a community with. And again, it's not for everybody, because when it comes to people who like your shit, there's going to be people who also hate your shit. But some people don't care. If this is something that y'all are interested in, or if this is just something you don't care and y'all just wondering why streaming got so fucking boring, this is why. A lot of people don't know what to do. Or maybe y'all just not looking at the right people. I don't know. But if y'all want to see more videos like this, please like, comment, subscribe. I will leave Ohmeezzy's video down in the description. I promise. If y'all want to see more videos like this, y'all know, let me know. I'll leave the link to my music. If y'all want to get more, the free cash link, I'll leave that in the description. I'll see y'all boys next time. Peace.